This is the Opinel number 8, guys. Nice little pocket knife made in France. We're losing light here pretty quick, so we'll talk about it a bit more in the morning. But to get our fire started, I want to show you one of my favorite uses for this knife here. Nice, there we go. And then I'm just going to throw this into our bird's nest. There we go. Let's let it catch for a second, and then I'll throw it down on our fire lay. Quick update, guys. It is 10:15 in the evening in Rochester, New York, and it is 65 beautiful degrees outside. A little warmer here in the circle of fire, but once you step outside of that, it's very comfortable, and the sleeping tonight should be outstanding. After a little nap here, once we wake up, we'll cook some eggs. I'll talk about the gear that I use tonight and have some more fun once the sun comes up. So I thank you for joining me here on the first night, and we'll see you in the morning, guys. Just have our eggs going here this morning, guys. It's about 8:30. I don't have my watch on. And about 60 degrees. I'm using the lid to our MSR pot as our fry pan. And then I just have a bottle hanger or a fish mouth spreader and a pot grabber at the end. And I'm using my Ozark Trail hobo tool to stir it up. The fire wasn't hard to get going this morning because we still had some coals left over. So all I had to do was just throw some feathers on. And then threw some wood on top of that once that got going. I think our eggs are just about done here. It's good stuff, guys. I was asked about affordable tarp or Rainfly options for hammock camping, and this is the one that I started out with right here a couple of years ago. This is the Yukon Outfitters, I think it's called the Walkabout Rainfly tarp that goes right over your hammock. And I think this tarp is excellent. It's affordable, and I used it very hard for quite some time. Measured diagonally, guys, it's about a 9 by 11 tarp. There's 4 anchor points on this tarp, and the corners are reinforced. There's another look at one of the reinforced corners right there. I just have a toggle through one of the grommets that's holding it to my braided paracord ridgeline. Gives you enough to cover up your hammock from the rain or the weather, and it also leaves a little bit of space in the front or in the back. I no longer have them, guys, but the tarp does come with high visibility guy lines and some metal tent stakes. Also comes with a very nice stuff sack. Gives you a lot of room in there, and it has a little handle and a drawstring up here. I bought it for right around $35. I checked it last week, it was $25. I then checked it a couple days ago and it was back up to about $35, so it does fluctuate in price. But I would call this a nice budget option because it is heavy duty. For a little bit of a change, guys, we brought out this. This is a bow saw that I purchased from Lowe's or Home Depot. I can't remember which one, I think it's Lowe's, about 5 years ago, and that was to do work around the yard. I've brought it out bushcrafting a few times, and it's not bad at all. Very affordable. Well, the saw was about $8. The blade is a Bahco blade that I purchased on Amazon for dead wood, and that made all the difference in the world. The blade that came with this was no good, but it's a very functional saw with that Bahco blade on there. I'm not much of a saw guy. I have a Bahco Laplander, and that takes care of the little stuff, but I much prefer to use an axe or even a hatchet. I always bring this one right here. This is the Council Tool Camp Axe. I just prefer using axes to saws, guys. A lot of people say, well, you can take care of the smaller wood with a saw and burn a lot less calories. Well, that's true. I don't mind burning calories. I'm not in a survival situation here. My time out in the woods is recreation based. So I do like burning calories. I like sweating. I like carrying a heavy pack. Swinging around an axe is very satisfying to me. Plus, I grew up using axes. You know, I learned at a very young age, so they're very fun for me to use. I will always choose an axe over a saw all day long. And that's not to say that that's the best way, just my opinion and how I like to do things. The knife we brought out today, guys, is the Spyderco Bushcraft. While I have other knives and I like them all, this one continues to be my absolute favorite. I just like the size of it. I like the weight of it. I like the micarta handles and the way it comfortably fits in my hand. Just an outstanding knife and a pleasure to use. Then we have the Opinel No. 8. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Irene will correct me if I'm not. But being made in France, I heard that it was Opinel is the correct pronunciation. These are nice little knives, and last night I started our flint and steel fire with that because it is a carbon steel knife. They come with that little collar. So once you open it up, you can turn the collar and it holds it in place right there. I don't do big heavy work to truss the mechanism here, but it does keep it locked in nice. Takes a nice patina, beechwood handle, and I always have this in a little leather pouch on my pack, so I have it out with me all the time. Keeps an excellent edge, stays razor sharp. So these are nice little knives and they only cost about $10 to $12. The spine on them is very sharp. So this is going to strike a ferro rod for you, scrape a ferro rod, and it also, as we did last night, is going to do flint and steel fires.